On this day in history, November 14th, Alexander the Great was crowned as the Pharaoh of Egypt on November 14, 332 BC. This event marked the completion of his conquest of the region and secured his status as the undisputed ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom. Alexander's coronation solidified Egypt's place within his vast Macedonian empire. German astronomer Gottfried Kirch made an important discovery on November 14, 1680. He observed the Great Comet of 1680, the first comet to be discovered by telescope. This celestial event was a significant milestone in the advancement of observational astronomy. Scottish explorer James Bruce believed he had discovered the source of the Nile River on November 14, 1770. Though his claim was later disputed, his expedition represented a major step forward in mapping the origins of the world's longest river. Herman Melville's iconic novel Moby-Dick was first published in the United States on November 14, 1851. This seminal work of American literature would go on to be recognized as one of the greatest novels ever written. Pioneering journalist Nellie Bly, also known as Elizabeth Cochrane, began her famous attempt to travel around the world in less than 80 days on November 14, 1889. She completed the trip in an astonishing 72 days, setting a new world record. Aviator Eugene Burton Ely made history on November 14, 1910, by performing the first takeoff from a ship in Hampton Roads, Virginia. He took off from a makeshift deck on the USS Birmingham in a Curtiss Pusher aircraft, demonstrating the feasibility of ship-based aviation. The Joensuu City Hall, designed by renowned architect Eliel Saarinen, was inaugurated in Joensuu, Finland on November 14, 1914. This notable building represented the growing cultural and architectural development of the region. The Provisional National Assembly of the newly formed Republic of Czechoslovakia convened on November 14, 1918, to begin devising a constitution. This marked a pivotal moment in the country's transition to independence following the dissolution of Austria-Hungary. Pesapallo, the Finnish version of baseball developed by Lauri Pikala, was played for the first time at Kaisaniemi Park in Helsinki on November 14, 1920. This national sport of Finland has since become an integral part of the country's cultural heritage. The British Broadcasting Company, the forerunner to the BBC, began its radio service in the United Kingdom on November 14, 1922. This launch ushered in a new era of public broadcasting that would have a lasting impact on British society. The Lions Gate Bridge, connecting Vancouver to the North Shore region, opened to traffic on November 14, 1938. This iconic suspension bridge has become an enduring symbol of the city and a vital transportation link. The New Musical Express, a leading British music magazine, published the first regular UK singles chart on November 14, 1952. This landmark chart would go on to become an influential barometer of popular music in the country. The Appalachian meeting of high-level mafia figures was raided by law enforcement on November 14, 1957, in rural Tioga County, New York. This incident represented a significant blow to the American organized crime syndicate. Ruby Bridges, a young African-American girl, became the first black child to attend an all-white elementary school in Louisiana on November 14, 1960. Her courageous act was a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement. The Battle of Ia Drang, the first major engagement between regular American and North Vietnamese forces, began on November 14, 1965. This battle marked a turning point in the escalating Vietnam War. Physicist Theodore Maiman was granted a patent for his Ruby laser systems on November 14, 1967. This invention represented the world's first successful laser, a technological breakthrough that would have far-reaching implications. NASA launched the Apollo 12 mission, the second crewed mission to the surface of the Moon, on November 14, 1969. This successful launch brought the United States one step closer to achieving its goal of landing astronauts on the lunar surface. The Soviet Union joined the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, on November 14, 1970, making Russian the fourth official language of the organization. This move increased the ICAO's global reach and influence. The Mariner 9 spacecraft entered orbit around Mars on November 14, 1971, providing the first detailed images of the planet's surface. This historic mission marked a significant milestone in the exploration of the solar system. Princess Anne of the United Kingdom married Captain Mark Phillips in a ceremony at Westminster Abbey on November 14, 1973. This royal wedding was a major event that captured the attention of the British public. The Athens Polytechnic Uprising, a massive demonstration against the Greek military junta, began on November 14, 1973. This student-led protest played a crucial role in the eventual collapse of the military dictatorship. Labour MP Tam Dalyell posed the West Lothian question during a British House of Commons debate on November 14, 1977. This question addressed issues related to the process of devolution in the United Kingdom. France conducted the Aphrodite nuclear test on November 14, 1978, as part of a series of 29 nuclear tests carried out between 1975 and 1978. This event was a significant milestone in the country's nuclear weapons program. President Jimmy Carter issued Executive Order 12,170 on November 14, 1979, freezing all Iranian assets in the United States in response to the ongoing hostage crisis. This action represented a crucial step in the diplomatic standoff between the two countries. A budget standoff between Democrats and Republicans in the U.S. Congress forced the federal government to temporarily close national parks and museums on November 14, 1995. This political impasse led to a partial government shutdown. Astronomers discovered the distant trans-Neptunian dwarf planet Sedna on November 14, 2003. This celestial body, named after the Inuit goddess of the sea, expanded our understanding of the outer reaches of the solar system. The first G20 Economic Summit opened in Washington, D.C. on November 14, 2008. This high-level meeting of world leaders was convened to address the global financial crisis. Israel launched a major military operation in the Gaza Strip on November 14, 2012, in response to an escalation of rocket attacks by Hamas. This event marked the beginning of a new conflict in the long-running Israeli-Palestinian tensions. Thank you most sincerely for your time and attention. If you found this presentation enlightening, I encourage you to share it with others, express your appreciation with a like, and consider subscribing for future content. I look forward to your company in the next installment.